Let us now move on to the next concept of our Spring REST API. Let us understand about the annotation at path variable. At path variable is an annotation which is used within the method parameter. It is used to retrieve the data that comes in the URL. Say for example, if the URL is something like http localhost colon 8080 slash welcome user, you all know that this welcome user is the URL pattern. After that, if you want to pass some data, say here I am passing the name. If you want to pass name or the choice of the author or the choice of the category, you need to retrieve the value that is coming in the URL in the REST API. To retrieve the value that comes in the URL, we are going to use path variable. I have shown you a simple example. This is a method that we are going to create in our REST API. The method is annotated with @getMapping, within which we are passing the URL pattern as /welcome user. Now I need to retrieve the data that is coming in the URL. So for that we need to pass a variable within curly braces. So this is the URL pattern that you need to add if you want to retrieve the data that is coming in the URL. That is okay, fine. How to retrieve the data from this uname? So for that we are going to use @pathVariable annotation. This annotation is added within the parameter of the method. The method name is welcome user, within which we are using @pathVariable annotation. Also remember, @pathVariable annotation should be added before the parameter name. In our case, the parameter that we are using is string username. Now we have added @pathVariable annotation. Within this annotation, we need to pass the variable that you are adding in the URL pattern. In our case, it is uname. So automatically the value of uname will be taken and assigned to username. In our case, the value Shri will be taken and assigned to username. So this is how path variable is going to work. One more thing you need to remember is you can have any number of @pathVariable annotations within your method. Say for example, if the user is going to send multiple data like /Shri/Bangalore, in that case, here also you need to pass it as /uname/something and again pass the second parameter and assign a path variable to the second parameter. This is how it is going to work. Now let us move on to STS and see an example of path variable. This time I am not going to touch the service layer. Let us do everything in the controller class itself. Open greet controller. Here let me add two more methods. Public string welcome user. This takes string as parameter. String username and return welcome plus username. What about this username? How will you pass the username? This is the name that is passed by the external application to the REST API. So you need to write a URL in such a way that you are getting the username from the external application. So similar to the previous one, here also let us add @getMapping /welcome-user. See here, I am giving the URL in any format because this is a basic example. Going forward, there is a proper way of giving the URL in case of REST APIs. You need to follow the standard convention. We will discuss about that later. Now I need the username from the external application and that username will be passed in the URL itself. Say for example, in case of show message, how did you call it? So it was http://localhost colon 8080 slash show hyphen message. Similar to that, in this case, in case of welcome user, how it is going to be? It is http://localhost slash welcome hyphen user slash the name that you want to pass. So in my case, I am passing Shri. This means it should be added to the URL also. So in this case, you put a slash and within curly braces, some dummy name. Let me give the dummy name as uname. So in your REST API, whenever you want to retrieve the data that is coming in the URL, you need to use curly braces. You can pass multiple values in the URL also. We will try out a second method in that manner. Now I need to retrieve this uname and assign the value to this username. So for doing that, we are going to use path variable. The annotation is at path variable. Inside the round brackets, within quotes, pass uname. So how it works? From the external application, the user is sending a URL by passing the values or the data that you want to send to the REST API. So in your REST API, in the mapping part, together with the URL, you need to retrieve it using curly braces. And how to take the value within the method? For that, we are using at path variable annotation. The variable that you have given here is passed within path variable. Now the value of uname, that is Shri, is assigned to username. Once you have got the value of uname and username, you can write the logic by yourself. So in our case, it is simply welcome username. Okay, let us add one more method. Public string greet user. This time, let us pass two parameters. String username, comma, string city. Return. Let me write the return statement. So this is, suppose say if I give a name as Priya and the city as Bangalore. Hi Priya, enjoy your stay in Bangalore. That's it. So let us add the URL pattern at get mapping, within which slash greet hyphen user. Here we are taking two values from the URL that is coming from the external application. So in our case, I need to pass two values. It is not mandatory that your path variable name and your username should be different. It can be same also. So let me give the same name, username and city. And how to retrieve the values? Use at path variable annotation. Let me minimize the screen. At path variable, within round brackets, pass username. Same way, let us add for city also. At path variable city. And how will you call it? http://localhost 8080 slash greet hyphen user slash Priya slash Bangalore. So this is how you will do for path variable. So let me save this. We will relaunch the application. So go here and click relaunch Spring REST Basic. The application is getting started. Now it is ready. Let us move on to the browser. So this time it is localhost 8080 slash, the first one is welcome hyphen user slash Shri. Welcome Shri. What will happen if I don't give Shri? If I give simply welcome user, it will throw a error. It is saying 404 the page not found, because in the REST API we are having a URL as welcome user slash some name. The REST API is expecting a name from the external application. Since the external application is not sending any name, it is not matching to any REST endpoints that we have got over here. That is why we are getting an error message. So it is mandatory that you need to pass a name. Okay, now we will try the next REST endpoint. It is greet hyphen user slash Priya slash Bangalore. Okay, we have got the output. So this is how you use path variable in your REST API. That's all. Thank you.